Hey guys, this is Jason at Mustang Rehab. Back out in the shop today. Finally back on the Bronco. As you can see, we kind of cleaned up a little bit. I had to get the other two Broncos out of here so I could have room to work on the chassis and not have to be in such a rush to get the Bronco off the rotisserie. So we're going to tear this thing down today, go ahead and get it fully disassembled and get it ready to sandblast it here in the coming maybe couple weeks. We got lots of parts coming, placed a really big order for all the suspension today. So we have suspension coming, we have parts for the transfer case, which is pretty exciting. You guys stay tuned on that. We'll maybe on the next video we'll be able to talk about it, but exciting things happening and coming. So we'll talk to you about that. And real quick, I talked to a very knowledgeable Bronco guy off of a lot of the Bronco forums and basically on Facebook, a guy named Jimmy, super nice guy, and he's got all the knowledge. But we were talking about my VIN number, and I had talked to you guys, I guess pretty early on. I found the VIN, and what I remembered was the numbers were quite close to what I remembered on the tag. So when we were talking, I was just sort of reading my VIN number out to him. He goes, U15NL? He said, you said N? He said, that's 289. I'm like, no, because the frames have never been moved. The motor locations are still, the motor brackets are still forward. So I went and got my VIN tag, which came off the kick panel, and it's U15FL, which is the 170 and 170 cubic inch engine. So he was telling me Ford from time to time made mistakes stamping the frame. Every other number is correct. And I don't want to just read out my VIN number, but the rest of the digits all match up. It's just the N and the F are switched for whatever reason, or Ford just made a mistake. So that was kind of neat figuring that out. And he decoded my VIN number for me. So it is original Caribbean turquoise. It is original two bucket seats. The bulkhead is original to it. See, I made a mistake. I told you all that it was added. I thought the bulkheads only came with the half cabs, but there again, they don't. They said the bulkhead can come in half cab or the full top. So it's got a 411 limited slip rear differential. So that's cool. I'm gonna stick with those gears. We made a decision on transmission. When I say we, I mean Joni. So my ZF 5-speed is gonna have to be shelved until the next build because she wants an AOD. So we're actively searching right now for an AOD. If anybody knows a good source, let me know. Trying to find them. They seem to be quite rare around here. Anyways, one built. I don't want an electric version. I just want the mid-early 80s AOD. So that's that for now, and then we'll start getting all these pieces, and we're going to build this chassis up, see where we get. Well, today we're going to tear it apart, so I'm done talking, wearing y'all out. Joni's rolling her eyes. Anyways, let's disassemble this thing. All right, I've got the front of the Bronco raised up just far enough up off the floor where I just wanted to make sure I took the load off my springs, and as everything's kind of pulling down, my steering's already loose from when I pulled the body off, so I didn't have to remove it again. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna take the track bar loose, get that off. What I want to do is I want to try to release the springs here and just let the front end sort of lay forward. I'll take the nuts out before I let it pivot down because it may end up putting my sockets in a jam at the back side. So we'll get the shocks off, track bar off, the nuts off the back, and then I'm going to release the springs up here and put the jack under it, and hopefully the front end will just sort of settle down and we'll get this pulled out. So I just want to explain it a little bit before she makes me go 300 miles an hour and I'm in fast motion. So I wanted to check this real quick before I go any further, because there's been people killed and hurt very, very seriously with coil springs, and I was feeling these and they feel pretty loose. Before I start removing these retainers, I can spin them in the perch, so I feel like they don't have much tension left on them. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull the bolts, and we'll get those removed. I don't know if y'all saw that. Sorry. You get it on the bottom. Usually you just take your spring and twist it out of the mount. It's got a little retainer. I'll show you on this one. Let's make sure it's not bound, but you can see the direction the spring is. You can just roll it out, and that's sort of what helps hold your spring in place there. While I was getting everything undone, I forgot about the brake line here. I got to get the brake line loose so I can slide all this forward. And you would take care here, of course, if all your brakes were good. Mine are not. So what I'm going to do is just get that loose. Cut this line here. Sort of bend that over. Try to help keep the fluid from dripping everywhere. So I'm going to remove so we can get the crowbar in here and push the arms forward, and go ahead and get this front end released from the frame. Started a little bit. Push it off the jack. We're going to get the leaf springs removed from the shackles. We'll roll the rear end out, and then we'll go ahead and take the leaf springs off of the perches on the housing. All right, guys, we've got the rear end disassembled. We got the frame, everything pulled off the frame. There's a couple little brackets left in a couple spots, a little bit of the wiring. I'll get that pulled off. I'm going to remove the perches, the spring perches, and the arms, and the front steering linkage. And we're going to call this a night. This, as you can probably see, it is muggy and hot in South Alabama. And this is probably, what, 7:30 at night? You think it's the middle of the day? You want to talk?
I don't know what time it is. I just know it's hot. But South Alabama, it's hot when you wake up and hot when you go to bed.
That's right. I got to pull the joints here, and if you got a good fork tool to remove your ball joints, this will sure help. I'm not going to worry about trying to protect the boot or anything. That's the bad thing about removing. If you want to keep from busting these boots, these things will just destroy them. But this was my granddad's tool, and as you can tell, it has removed many ball joints. So this is another one of those tools, kind of special to me, and use it when I can. All right, 4 more bolts, and we'll be disassembled for what we're going to do tonight. I didn't show you guys earlier. Got some good PB blaster. It stinks when you get it on your hands, but
All right, turn the can around. Let's see it.
it really is good stuff. And loosen up these bolts, but I didn't spray these here. As you can see, in an hour, my shop can go from orderly to a big mess. This is my MO. I can destroy something in a New York minute. My girls are the same way. So, anyways, the thing is disassembled. I'll finish pulling the rear brakes off, but I'll save the front end for another video when we start looking at the brakes, the disc brake kit I bought, because it's going to take a lot of different work with knuckles and all that kind of stuff up front. So, like I said earlier, we got some exciting things coming here in the next few weeks, and lots of parts and sandblasting, and this is going to be really neat. But I really appreciate you guys watching, and thank you for tuning in every week and listen to me ramble and not make a lot of sense. But this is kind of part of it, you know. Sometimes it's the last few weeks have been a lot of boring stuff, you know. But this is, you got to go through the valleys sometimes before you get to the mountaintops, and you got all the pretty new stuff going on it. So this is the painful stuff, but we'll get through it. And again, I want you guys to see the whole build, so you bear with me with the boring stuff. And but thanks again for watching. Thumbs up, subscribing, and we'll see you on the next one. Have a great night. Take care.